Good evening and welcome to this week in review. Tonight's stories include the launch of the Coastal Growers, the Council Report, the Gardening Movement Christmas Tree, the stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
Participation, finding solutions. Getting active is easy. And Canada's Physical Activity Guide shows just how easy it is. Rosella chooses to go skating with her daughter Letitia. They're having fun, and they're also enjoying the benefits of physical activity.
Physical activity is one of the ways in which we have so much fun together.
Rosella's solution is a participation solution. Try it.
On Friday, November the 9th, the BDDB, on behalf of the Coastal Growers, held a press conference to officially launch the greenhouse industry in our community. The first stage of the launch was to issue an invitation to all media and other individuals to this event. A few days before the event took place, a news release went out to all news outlets. On Friday, November the 9th, everyone gathered at the fire hall. The eight-table guests and speakers include MC Greg Elliott, MP Bill Matthews, MHA the Honourable Calvin Parsons, Mayor Alistair Ann, Chair of the BDDB John Grant, President of the Coastal Growers Leonard Porter, Henry Eyre, and Clayton Eyre, also with the Coastal Growers. Other invited guests were Larry Pickford, HRD Stephenville, Bill Grandy and Dave Boland with the ACOA, Grant Dix with Industry, Trade and Rural Development, Doug King, Primary Buyer for the Dominion Stores, and Marty O'Litt from the Department of Forestry and Agri-Foods. 2 volunteers from the Burgeo Broadcasting System was there on the media side. Greg Elliott gave an overview of how the project came into being. There were displays set up for the guests to enjoy. After the speeches, there was a reception where the invited guests could enjoy some of the product grown at the greenhouse. There was also a tour of the greenhouse for anyone interested. We are very proud of the Coastal Growers for not giving up when some seemed to think they were just a little crazy to try and grow tomatoes in Burgeo. Congratulations, Leonard, Henry, and Clayton. We wish you every success with this new greenhouse. In keeping with tradition, the gardening movement has once again decided to sell tickets on their annual Christmas tree with ornaments. To help with the cost of programming for the girls involved in the gardening movement, the movement are selling tickets on a beautiful 7-foot Christmas tree with fiber optic lights, complete with homemade decorations. Proceeds from this fundraiser is shared among the Sparks, Brownies, Girl Guides, and Pathfinders. These groups use the funds to buy badges, emblems, pins, and resource material like program books and songbooks. Tickets cost $1 each or 3 for $2 and can be purchased from any member of the gardening movement. For just $2, you could win this handsome tree for your home and help support the young ladies in the gardening movement. The gardeners of the movement extend a heartfelt thanks to all parents who helped to make this tree so beautiful by donating decorations. The draw date is Tuesday, December the 4th. Stay tuned for more of this Week in Review coming up after this.
Participation, finding solutions. Getting active is easy. Canada's Physical Activity Guide shows just how easy it is. Larry chooses to play volleyball with neighbors. They're having fun. They're also enjoying the benefits of physical activity.
Well, it's just unbelievable fun. I hope you have a great time.
Larry's solution is a participation solution. Try it.
The Calder Healthcare Center Education Committee has set up a display for this month's health issue. November is Diabetes Awareness Month. The Education Committee and the Public Health Nurse is working hard to educate the public on a variety of health issues. This month's topic of discussion is diabetes. The members of the public are encouraged to come to the main lobby of the Calder Health Care Centre and help themselves to the many booklets and pamphlets, some of which include Blood Sugar Testing Diary, My Child Has Diabetes, Diabetes and Heart Disease, Taking Care of Your Feet, Kids with Diabetes in Your Care, How to Pick Places to Inject Your Insulin, Costs of Diabetes, Seriousness of Diabetes, What are the symptoms of diabetes, bookmarks, and many, many more. So drop by and take a look. Now over to Mayor Ann with the council report.
Good evening. Burgeo Town Council report for Thursday, November the 8th, 2001. Council held its regular meeting. We were a day late. We were supposed to be on Wednesday. We didn't get it until Thursday due to certain people being out of town. Items up for discussion. The water treatment plant. At the meeting, we were told the tenders were about ready to go out from Municipal Affairs. However, I found out since that tenders did go. The project did. The first phase of our water treatment plant went to tender on Friday, November the 9th, and tenders close on November the 19th. So therefore, the first phase has gone to tender. And hopefully that the tenders will come in, and in the very near future we'll start to see some action on that. It may not occur this year, but it's my understanding that phase 1 and phase 2, there's no problem in doing both phases in 1 year. And the first phase is mainly just putting a breakwater in the reservoir, building a road to the reservoir, constructing a building to put the equipment in, and so on. So even after phase 1 is completed, when it is completed, there still would not be any difference in the condition of our water. So therefore it's phase 2 where we'll start seeing a difference in water, and hopefully that'll go to tender early in the new year. And in the year 2002, both phases will be completed, and we will have a good water system. Recently we were in St. John's, and Councillor Reid and myself was at the trade show in Mile 1 Stadium, and there was 2 people there at the trade show from Montreal, and recognized us from our name tags. So right away they spoke up that they've been doing a lot of the work and research into the water system for Burgeo. And according to what they relayed to Councillor Reid and myself, that we are getting a top-of-the-line water system. He assured us that the water would be superior quality to bottled water, and that we do have a bang-up system. However, I've got to bring up something here, because it was certainly not initiated by Councillor Reid, and it certainly wasn't initiated by me. But both these gentlemen, coming from Montreal, mind you, did take note of the excessive use of water in our town. And they certainly brought this to our attention, that after midnight, when everybody supposedly is in bed sleeping, that we do have a outrageous consumption of water for a town our size. So, you know, everyone is seeing it as they look at it, and so therefore that will be the next thing we'll have to tackle as soon as the new water treatment plant comes on stream. And in line with that, another item up for discussion, I believe I brought it up at the last one, was the leaks in our lines around town. Council is trying to clean up their act. We are trying to stop the leaks that we have in our line. And with that in mind, there was a motion, and it was carried, that we would purchase a top-of-the-line leak detector. The detector will cost $6,300. It is a considerable amount of money, but when you look at the fact of that the leak that we presently have in Messrs has cost us probably in excess of $2,000, and we haven't found the leak yet. So, you know, if this thing is as good as it's supposed to be and can save us time in finding leaks and save us from cutting up unnecessary pieces of pavement, then it certainly should be a worthwhile investment. Anyway, that's the way your council has gone. Regarding the museum, I believe I mentioned something about the town was going to invest $2,500 for upgrading of the museum. And we have been now informed that government is going to pony up some money as well. And in fact, we now have access to $42,000 to do some renovations to the museum and to start having that place to start to look like a museum. So I must say, you know, that while Burgeo is not prosperous, we do seem to be getting our share of government funding. Regarding the fish plant, Councillor Dave McDonald and Deputy Mayor Linehan visited the Catalina plant. I don't think there's any need for me to go there. I think you've all been brought up to speed on that visit. However, Councillor Reid did inform Council that in his conversation with government, with Minister Parsons, that the necessary legislation is being worked on. Consultations is being held with the different companies. I believe it's Carino, and there's a company on the Bay Verte Peninsula as well. So the wheels are in motion to bring about the legislation, and I guess it's a wait-and-see thing. Over the past few days, I have been listening to the news, and we do find that the Carino in Dildo does seem to be opposed to this operation. However, I guess it's just wait it out and see what happens. The hockey rink, I believe it was last year, or a year before, something like that, town was considering putting in an hydrant to flood the rink, and then when we thought we were going to go ahead with an arena, that was cancelled. However, at our meeting on Thursday night, this subject of flooding the rink, as you know, in the past we used to flood it with the fire hydrant. The holes would have, where people would run over it, would have holes in it. Water would be squirting all over, and there would be quite a sheet of ice in the area of the hockey rink. Therefore, our budget this year, there's still some money left budgeted for recreation that have not been spent. So therefore, approval was given, and the town manager has been instructed to purchase a 2-inch water hydrant and have it installed for the flooding of the hockey rink. Cellular phone was turned up this year, this month, I believe it was, the last couple of weeks or something like that, in Burgeo. It does give coverage to the coast and approximately 15 to 20 kilometers in on the Burgeo Road. I personally will be writing Newtel Mobility, thanking them for giving us this cellular service here on the coast. It's my understanding that $750,000 was invested to bring this cellular service to the coast. But at the same time, I will be encouraging him to try and see if we can't get a couple of more repeaters and to extend the service all over the Burgeo Road. The Economic Development Officer presented Council with a report. One of the main things, I guess, came out of that report was, with regard to Council anyway, was the name of the Burgeo Road. Is it the Burgeo Road or is it the Caribou Trail? And we are in the process of getting signage to go on the Trans-Canada. So therefore, you know, we had to come up with what are we going to call this road? At the, I guess when all is said and done, the Department of Transportation and the provincial government will say what the name of the road is going to be. However, it was a position of Council that Council would recommend that the road would be changed to the Caribou Trail. So we'll take that and see what happens from there. The Calder Health Care Centre has been coming up for some discussion at our meetings, and Councillor Marsden was at this meeting also. And there was a letter presented from the staff at the Calder Health Care Centre in which they wrote the Western Healthcare System highlighting their concerns with regard to the facility. This letter was more or less a letter of information for Council, and at this time it is the position of Council that there is no need for our involvement and we'll just watch things and see what happens and see how they unfold. Councillor Dave McDonnell volunteered to serve on the District Hospital Advisory Board. Another subject which keeps coming up is sometimes we have exceptionally high tides which causes some flooding in the lower areas of the trailer court. The salt water, the tide gets so high that it does come in and flood the lower section of the road and so on. What can be done about it is a problem. It's not a problem that this council started. It's a problem that we inherited. However, our engineers, Atlantic Engineering, have volunteered. These are the people who's also doing our water system, and they will be coming down into Burgeo, and they will be making some recommendations as to, as they see it, what can be done about this flooding problem, and I guess we'll have to take it from there. The town manager was asked to prepare a snow clearing policy for the town. Maybe our town has a system by which snow is being cleared, but there's no written policy. So therefore, he's been instructed to prepare a snow clearing policy, to put it in writing, and to present it to council so that everyone will know which streets are done first, why certain streets are widened before different streets, and what streets are widened before, and so on. Cover the whole thing, write it down. Perhaps it's things we're doing now, but we'd like to have it in writing. And that was about it. I'd just like to pass on that 6 of the councillors did attend the Newfoundland Labrador Federation of Municipality meetings in St. John's. Some of them were informative. Some there wasn't too much to them. I've got to be quite honest. However, for our intents and purposes, Mr. Wayne Ruth, the mayor of Kippens, was elected Southwest Director, which takes in Ramya, Burgeo, Stephenville, and that area. Mr. Ruth has been in contact with me and assures me that he will be giving Burgeo all the support he can, and that he will be visiting Burgeo in the near future and would like to sit down with our council. So, the only other thing I would comment on right now is that we are under a boil order. It's more or less an advisory, however, precautionary would say that you should boil your water. Hopefully it won't be for very long, but then we don't know until such time as the Department of Health gives us a all clear signal, then the boil order will stay in place. Thank you and good evening.
Stay with us for After Right, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
Participation, finding solutions. Rosella's challenge, finding time for her daughter Letitia.
As a single parent, I think one of the toughest things is whether or not the relationship that you have with your child is as concrete or as solid as you think that it is. Physical activity is one of the ways in which we have so much fun together.
Rosella got some great ideas from Canada's Physical Activity Guide.
What it says to me is get up off your duff and go for a walk. People get to see, how should I block in physical activity in my life? When we're out playing, we're interacting and laughing and having a great time. I think it cements the relationship.
The guide will help you make wise choices about physical activity. For your free copy of Canada's Physical Activity Guide, call 1-888-334-9769. Participation says, try it.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of a talent show at SJCH in November 1997. How many of these students do you recognize?
community event segment of tonight's program. I'm Rebecca Young. The winner of the LOL TV Bingo was Marina Skinner from Ramya. Congratulations, Marina. The Burgeo Library will be selling tickets on a basket of towels and a complete turkey dinner. There will be 2 draws. Tickets cost $1 each, or 3 for $2, and are available from the Sears office or from any members of the library board and at the library. Drawing date will be on December 14th. To help make the Lions' annual Santa Claus Parade a success, the Lions are asking every business and organization of our community to please take part in the parade by entering a float or making a donation towards the goodie bags for our children. A Lions Club member will be visiting organizations and businesses during the last week in November. Please consider making a donation to help with the Santa Claus Parade. For more information, call Jim at 886-2449 or Roger at 886-2218. Let's all work together to make this year's Santa Claus Parade bigger and better than ever. The Grand Search and Rescue will be taking over the hockey pool from the minor hockey. Papers cost $1 each and are in most stores around town or by contacting Angus Clothier. Papers must be passed in by Thursday at 7 p.m. each week. We look forward to your support. Weather permitting, there will be a scholarship university college presentation at the school on Tuesday, November 29th, from 2:15 to 3:15 p.m. in the science lab. This presentation is open to all students and parents of students in grade 11 and 12. The Burgeo Fire Department are selling tickets on their annual emergency kit. Items in the kit include propane stove, propane lamp, propane cylinders, flashlight, fire extinguisher, and smoke detector. Tickets cost $1 each and 3 for $2 and are available from any member of the fire department. Draw date is Sunday, December 23rd. Plans are in progress for Breakfast with Santa. This special day is planned for Sunday, December 23rd. We will have more details later. If your group organization has an upcoming event planned, we would be happy to advertise it for you. Just call the BBS office by Wednesday of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community events segment of tonight's broadcast. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing St. John's Central High TV Bingo. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories, a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. Next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we will have religious revelations from the United Church. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.